You want to tour my office? I just recently redid the whole thing to switch it up so I have multiple filming angles and the ability to control the lighting, because that was the biggest thing for me when it came to using this space as both an office, like to actually sit down and work, and a filming space. I love having my windows open and obviously need like a place to actually work on my computer in here, but having 3 big windows in my office plus these doors that lead to our front door made lighting my videos a disaster because I was constantly struggling with the light that I had available outside. And that's when I got those videos where it was like light and dark and light and dark and light and dark. And so I recently just switched everything around to have more of a space that is dual purpose, to have more of a space that is somewhere where I can both get work done and actually film. Now, my office is not big at all. You're pretty well seeing most of it, but I do want to take you for a quick little tour to kind of show you how I have things set up so you can see how I've kind of, multi-purposed all the spaces in here and have set this up in a way where it makes the most sense. So I'm just gonna pick you up from where you were sitting and kind of start here. This is the view, obviously, you see when I'm filming with this wall behind me and, my shelf and everything back here. But let me show you what it looks like for me, like what I'm looking at. Look how plain that is. Like, this is just so plain Jane. It's not even funny. And I'm gonna talk about my desks and everything I have in a second, but I just wanna show you this filming corner first. So I have this really big softbox that I bought. It's a newer softbox. I actually bought it when I had my studio, and it's massive. And it's actually on a stand that is not equipped to hold it, and so it's getting ready to break off of that, so I'm gonna have to get a new stand. But I left a space when I'm setting everything up, and look, there's junk back there, but I left a space between the wall and my desk for my tripod and this light so that when I sit here and film, I can manipulate the light how I want it. Behind these curtains is a window, and it's a window that doesn't have any like blinds or anything on it, but also does not have like a porch or covering over it, so it caused me so much trouble. So I got these blackout curtains for that window, and then I also got blackout curtains for these 2 windows here. But generally, if I shut the blinds, they're fine, and I just kind of leave the blackout curtains hung up there. So understanding that this is what I look at when I film, I've got this newer light. I have this light, which is a GVM light, which I actually really, really like. It's just a disc light, so it is super thin, and on the back it has the controls where I can change it from warm to cool temperatures and also change the brightness. It does have an app, but I don't love it. It kind of freezes up and doesn't work good, but I do really, really like the light, and like I say, it's from GVM. And then this is why I set everything up the way it is, because this is what you can then see from the camera angle. So when I'm filming here at this little station, I can either film on a tripod that's behind the desk, or I can grab a desk tripod and set it on the desk, whichever one I want to do. And it makes being able to like move around and get different things in my background really easy. Like, I could even film towards the windows if I want to. So being able to control my light has helped a ton. And then, like I say, I can move around as I want, and I can also move that disc light over here by these windows, and I could film this way with this behind me, or really any way I want to. If I want to move the disc light onto that table, I could film back towards my computer. Now, I probably don't want to ever do that, but I could. So I have a ton of options here, which I love. The only option I don't have is like sitting back here and filming back this way, because that is not very pretty, but it's functional and it works. Now, one of the reasons that I've struggled with my office setup is because it is literally right in our entryway. So I'm standing in front of the front door, and then that is what you see when you walk in. And seeing a bunch of lights and camera equipment is not what I really, really want for like my house aesthetic, but it works best for me in my scenario, so it's fine. So with that said, we're gonna just start here at the door, and I'm gonna work my way through everything that I've got so far. Okay, so I have my actual like lights in my office off. And this is what you would see if you came by and I was actually filming. Obviously, when I'm not filming, I turn off these lights and I actually point to the newer softbox up towards the ceiling and get it out of the way. So it's not terrible looking, but we'll start here. I've had this fake fiddle leaf plant for forever, but I got this like credenza thing from Amazon and I love it because it has a ton of storage in here and I'm able to like get things out of the way because my desks that I got don't have storage. So it has been great for that. And y'all know if you've watched any of my videos, I've struggled a little bit with these lights that I have back here because they're not made for video, so they flicker. You can see there that they flicker. But for the most part, I just kind of set up this table. I will likely get some art above it eventually, but for now it works. And that's a real plant that is droopy and dying, but if I water it, she'll come back to life, so it's fine. And then this pink light here, you can't tell it in my videos, so I'm actually kind of loving it, but it is just like a smart bulb that is plugged into like a construction light. Like we had these left over from when we were building our house, and so it's just plugged into this like clampy light situation, but on camera you can't really tell. Like, let me bump down the ISO to where I normally have it. So on camera, you can't really tell that it's like a construction thing. You just see a fun little piece of pink there, which I love. I will say I have every intention to get some more lights, like fun lights like that, to add to my background. That is one of the things I'm wanting to do soon, but I didn't want to wait just on that to show y'all around the office. Now, there's books in the floor. I ordered all these books to read, but the desks, which make pretty well the whole setup work, are actually Husky tables, like Husky workbenches. You can kind of see the Husky emblem there, but they're just Husky workbenches. I'll link them below. I got them from Home Depot. I actually ordered them because I don't have a Home Depot near me, so you can definitely order them. But they're 6 feet long and there's 2 of them. So I have them set up in this L shape to kind of have like a workstation and then a film station. But again, I can easily move that disc light over here and have a filming station this way too, where you would see like that table that I just showed you behind me. But I absolutely love this. They're actually like crank to sit stand desks. So sometimes I do, like if I'm really tired of sitting, these lights will be off obviously, and I will crank this up high so I can stand with my laptop here and work rather than having to sit, but I can also crank this one up, which has been super nice. Now this office chair is from Amazon. I can link it, but it is kind of old. I do love it. It's white, but it's comfortable. I worried about it being white for a while. And then this rug is, I think, also from Amazon. I'll link it too, but it does nothing for like sound, quality. Then on a normal day, this is kind of how my desk looks. I actually want to get one of those laptop like envelope thingies that sits here and it like sits sideways, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. And my husband had to take my stand that I had because the laptop we have him using as like hooked to an external monitor was overheating. So we needed to get it off the desk. So essentially I just have like some pens and pencils there and I have my camera battery charging there. I actually usually use this corner here as a charging station, but for some reason I didn't that day. I don't know why. I have my new MacBook Pro as my driving computer, but I do have a keyboard and my MX Master 3 mouse. And then the monitor that I mentioned last time, it's an LG Ultra Wide. Then I have this fun little wireless charger that I can use for my AirPods and my phone, as well as my Rodecaster and my mic. So this is plugged in here. And so I can just sit here and take a Zoom call and like use that as my microphone, or I can record here. So for instance, I have to record some welcome videos today for a program I'm doing, and I'm just gonna sit here and film rather than using this camera to film those welcome videos with, because it's just easier to get that done that way. And then that's really it. There's, random accessories here. That blanket fell off my chair, but for the most part, that is the office. Blackout curtains in case I need them, lights so I can control my lighting in my videos, some fun background pieces, and the actual structure to how it all works. that's really it. I mean, that's the extent of the office. It works really great for me. It allows me, like I say, to be able to have some camera equipment back here where I can have this whole filming space back behind me, or I can change my angles around. And then, you know, if I really need to, I can absolutely put up the newer softbox and the disc light, and you know, it doesn't look as bad from the hallway as it does with the lights out. I will link everything below in the description that I showed and that I talked about, but hopefully this shows you a good little snapshot of what I have been working with. Before this, I just had a desk here, nothing here, and then I had like a shelf back here. And so changing my filming angles around was a lot harder, especially because I had the windows that weren't like curtained or whatever. So this works super well as like a hybrid. I actually need to work in this space and filming space. All right, I'm gonna go. Bye y'all.